Okay, so now I wanted to ask each of you about favorite behind the scenes moments from the shoot, that you recall from Space Zombies. I'm going to throw this back to Kevin.
Okay, actually, the one behind the scenes moment that sticks out, and I don't know why, was late one night when I was working on, I don't know what shot it was. It was one of the effect shots, and I really didn't know anything about effects when I did this. I had Adobe After Effects on the computer. I had a computer.
Yep. And
there was a whole lot of just figuring stuff out, ripping stuff apart, trying to build models, and some of it worked out, some of it really didn't. But it was when I was a kid, I was really fascinated with effects artists. So I thought, well, this is just my short chance to find out what it's really like. But you build a shot that's too big, and the computer bricks, and then you think, oh my God, I can't do this. I have to, I'm tearing my hair out, trying to figure out an alternate way around it, making sure it gets done on time. And it was one of those nights where things weren't going particularly right, and I was working really hard, and I swear to God, it was like 3 a.m. or something like that. And I was listening to the radio, and there was some I just remembered every so often they'd offer these life tips. I can't even remember what station I was listening to. And one of them was, it's important to get a lot of sleep. And they went on to talk about how terrible it was to skip a night's sleep. And I thought, it's 3 a.m. Why are you playing this now? You're just going to make people mad. Anyway.
That is funny.
Well, it's got to be Darcy's cats, zombie cats. Like, I really wish that had been my line. And honestly, that's my favorite part watching, because I had so much fun watching it. Like, that's one of those things where, like, I feel like if you watch the movie, hopefully you think that's a funny bit. But, like, having seen how it came about is just so satisfying for you to watch it. So it's really the same answer.
Playing around with the pig brain and then also us eating copious amounts of pasta and chocolate sauce.
It was gross. It tasted gross. I wasn't able to handle Hershey's chocolate. I love Hershey's chocolate syrup, but I wasn't able to handle it for a while because I would smell it, and then I would smell the pasta too.
Yeah,
and it just ruined it for me. And I was actually talking about how old movies like Psycho, black and white movies basically, have a tendency to use Hershey's chocolate syrup for blood. That's right. Basically, it looks best for that. I was talking to my third interview person, Susan Berger, who was in American Horror Story, Roanoke, and I don't know if they used Hershey's chocolate syrup, but Anyway, I digress.
And I think, like, I've since developed a gluten intolerance. I'm going to attribute that to the zombie brains.
Oh. Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
So you got cured from the cats, but you got gluten intolerance.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Amazing. Balance. It was a transformative moment for me.
No, I remember when it first started, and I was like, do they think I'm a vampire? Do they fundamentally misunderstand what a zombie is? You know what? I won't ask questions. It's not my job. I'll just do what I do.
I will reveal to you now, and clearly I didn't at the time, which is my bad. But the reason they look like vampires, or more like vampires than they do zombies, if they even look like either, really, honestly, is because in Plan 9 from Outer Space, they had Vampira as a zombie, and it just sort of and then Bela Lugosi as a zombie, and well, the stand-in for Bela Lugosi, it's just somebody's wife's chiropractor. He was dressed in the long black cape like you would dress Bela Lugosi, and so these two vampire people were being zombies in Plan 9, which also involved aliens. So all of these elements just tossed into this really weird film. So that's why our zombies from space had to look like vampires a little bit.
I always just thought that maybe these were just like vampires that had been bitten by zombies, and so like that zombieism overtakes vampirism.
One particular shoot that you loved the best, I think, was because it was like a 20-hour or 18-hour shoot. You were just...
I loved it the best?
Yeah, you did.
Really?
You were like, yeah. You were like,
oh, I was a different man back then.
You get older.
Did you ask him at hour 17? Maybe he was already, maybe delirium had already set in.
I had actually asked him like months to years later. This is so funny.
I guess I was used to that kind of those kind of conditions at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that, Kevin's characters are always these like, these alpha males who like completely just like dissolve into goo at the closest.
It's true. There was the jaw and the teeth thing. Teeth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like watching him dissolve was always very entertaining as well.
For me, I wasn't behind a lot of scenes because we shot all of my scenes separately. But it was a lot of fun. I remember we did them at that residence, and we were in a boardroom for that. So we'd have to kind of work around boardroom meetings and things like that when you had it booked. And then I remember just the shot. We always had to get it. We could never be far away, so that the fingers were always really close to camera, and my head was always back here. So I spent a lot of the shots just getting that organized properly. So that was a lot of fun because it was always an upshot on the arc. It was always coming from underneath, shooting up to the moral man, so that he could be a man of great importance.
And looking down on everybody. But and you also actually did a little bit of boom operation and also makeup on the film.
Oh
too.
yeah, makeup. I remember.
You were just a little bit, and I think you did a big dip with the boom with when Albert was playing Inspector Gidget.
I mostly just remember laughing really hard, right? I mean, I remember, he was working with like Darcy, who. I'm trying to remember what the name of his character was. Zombie Boy. I mean, Darcy was hilarious. He was such a dry sense of humor. Just watching him go, working with Kelsey, it was always super. It was just a very funny scene. I'm trying to remember. I seem to remember like literally chasing cats around the.
Yeah, a little bit.
I seem to remember like there was a lot of cat wrangling, like more so than you would expect. Like certainly wasn't in my rider that I was going to be a cat wrangler.
It's true.
But definitely remember cat wrangling. I remember bumping my head off the ceiling a couple of times.
Yeah, we kept that.
I don't remember any hospital trips or anything like that, but I remember being like really allergic to cats, so I kept my distance for the most part. So they're cool. I didn't have too much interaction. I don't remember. I used to remember all the names of the cats, but I don't remember them now. So
I wouldn't expect.
But yeah, no. I mean, like I think when you told me you're gonna shoot it at a cat hospital or something like that, I was like freaked out because. Yeah, I know I could have died or something, but no, it worked out. I was I took my medication, and no, I don't. It was rather pleasant.
I think just like practically Andrea was allergic. Darcy, you were having allergies at the time. Kelsey had allergies. Was everybody allergic to cats? I swear to God, Kevin and I did not choose cats in order to torture you guys. It was more, I'm employed at the cat doctor. We'll make this kooky story around a particular setting, and with things and creatures we can readily work with very easily, including our own cats. So anyway, I'm sorry about that, Johnny.
Don't encourage him.
Just wait, Lord, and see what will transpire.
I remember purrs. I remember occasionally raised buttocks. I definitely got many tails in the face. I mean, you smell a lot of cat butt on a triple take production. There's a lot of cat butt. I mean, it's a higher portion than you get in most other jobs, I think. Lots of good pets, though. I feel like probably my stress level. I feel like we're very unstressed on this because if you get stressed, then you just pet a cat.
Darcy, Jason, you don't have much to contribute as far as the cats go, but you did voice a cat for the interviews, a special feature on the on the DVD. I don't even know if you remember that, but you voiced a cat. Yes, Mr. Jones. I just watched that today, so I know that that's true.
My name is Mr. Jones. I play cat number 4 in Space Zombies.
I remember being in the studio with Kevin. I remember that, but I couldn't remember what I had voiced. That was Mr. Jones.
You were very funny, and so were you, Darcy. You did Ossington.
Right. Yeah. Now I remember this. Yeah.
That was the most difficult thing for me to do in this film was to, get into character and have the just perfect meow.
Oh yeah, Dave.
Yeah, he did Ripley, and he screamed a lot of it.
Yes, I remember that. Okay, that was pretty funny. I remember this. Yeah.
I the cat doctor, and
I too have fond memories, actually. Barely remember this, but
I know.
I remember that we did it.
Yeah.
I don't know, really. It just sort of faded all into sort of kind of a blur of terror, I suppose.
Frodo got a little stressed out himself.
Oh, no, you don't touch Frodo. Don't pet Frodo. Frodo, no, don't pet Frodo. He's like, Frodo will cut you. Frodo will cut you.
Or he'll claim that he will cut you, but then
yes, Frodo was actually
no way. Yeah.
Frodo was definitely he was not a brave man. That Frodo.
No. May he rest in peace, but no, he wasn't, and he knows it.
Many wonderful qualities. That's what happened. Reagan would be doing something. She would be getting impatient because we were goofing off because it was a very light set. And then a cat would come by and you would pet it briefly. And then all of a sudden you'd be like, all right, guys, let's do it one more time. And I was like, oh, awesome. Reagan's not going to murder anybody. Perfect. Let's keep going.
A film oddly preoccupied with cats, and it wasn't even entirely intentional. But there's also I think you guys already know this, but I'll mention there is a feline language track on the DVD. So you can watch the whole movie, with meows paired up, and a different cat with each actor, including you, Jason, the moral, the narration and stuff like that. Meow, meow, meow.
How did you get the cats to meow throughout the entire film?
Well, I just
Did you loop it?
What if it's Johnny?
Little electroids?
I filmed a little bit of cat meowing at the Toronto Humane Society and back at the Cat Doctor. At the time, the Toronto Humane Society recording came later when I realized I was going to be doing this for real. I didn't
All right.
with electrical, nothing, no, nothing like that.
All right,
yeah.
Macaulay.
Also, then I would like to talk a little bit about the Moral Man series that we shot afterwards, which was just a couple of years ago, sort of a 13th anniversary sort of thing to do for Space Zombies, where we shot episodes with Moral Man sort of espousing to the world about how it's going to be destroyed and what we need to be afraid of, kind of thing. But also you, Darcy, and you, Kevin, you were guests on some of the episodes, a la talk show kind of thing.
Huge amount of fun to be able to do that a couple of years ago and be able to do 13 parts on YouTube of the Moral Man series.
And your character, actually, Moral Man, was based, if we go back to Plan 9, was based on Criswell, the guy with the white hair who was just this weird psychic guy who went on the talk show circuit that Ed Wood ran into, I think when he was with Bela Lugosi doing some sort of promo or something. And so not an actor guy, just open his coffin, rise up and talk and be this weird narrator guy for Plan 9 for unknown reasons. And that's also why we forced you to to white out your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good day, and welcome to this week's special episode of A Man of Great Importance Explores the Scary Changes and Social Decline and Secret Horrors of the World, and he doesn't like it one bit. I am a moral man, and that makes me a man of great importance, especially on the internet.
And I remember being able to write a few of them and just being able to reconnect with everybody, and that was a lot of fun. I also remember we shot it on the hottest possible days of the year, and we couldn't run the air conditioning at the same time the lights had to be on. So Kevin was officially the cruelest man in the room. He would turn off the air conditioning at full suit, and then we'd have to turn on those two oppressive. It was like being on the sun, but it was a lot of fun. I remember that. I remember it was a very hot room. We had that one plant that would kind of hang over.
some of that plant sort of idea of an interfering plant in Space Zombies as well. It interfered with Lance Sirius and with Vic when he would talk to the first version of Inspector Gidget, because we had two actors play Inspector
Oh, yeah,
Gidget.
that's right. Yeah, two,
Yeah.
that's right.
Kev, you were in the first episode of the Moral Man series with Connor, and you guys were in character as Vic and the Zombie Lord. And then we had posthumously Frodo in a little window in the corner. Just to remind you, just wondered if you had any memories from that. Connor did.
I don't know if I have any particular memories of that one particular episode, because I remember, I think we got together and we shot a lot of them in a row.
That's
I think.
Yeah.
And I do remember, Jason, thank you. I do remember being in that very hot room. And I thought maybe I should throw hammers at them, but no, I'm not going to be that cruel. No, I remember, because the whole thing had to be shot on my phone because we didn't have anything else at the time.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a mic for it. So yeah, every time we started rolling, we had to switch off the air conditioning, and it was bloody hot. But aside from the heat, it was a lot of fun to see everybody again. And because I think that was sort of the first kind of reunion we had done. And a lot of us were, a lot of us were friends, but we hadn't seen each other in a long while. So it was nice to see everyone again.
It's just your usual thing when you're interviewed in a fake talk show as a character that you played like a decade earlier with a dead cat. I mean, I think you really summed it up just by the description.
Jujube, the zombie overlords, friends or foes?
Foes. That's the nice one, right? Foes.
Tell the world that the cats are the friends of the people, Jujube. Tell the viewers they have nothing to fear and everything to gain.
Friends? Yes, that's right. We will knead the world with our toes until it's shaped to our liking. There will be no need for heroin or cocaine, as there will be catnip. We will all drug ourselves and everyone else into a box-sitting stupor. Boxes for everyone on the earth. We will all sit on things that are on top of other things and tip small vital objects from tables and countertops, sending them crashing to the floor.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, Kevin and I, it was fun because Kevin and I we didn't have that many scenes together. We had a couple small scenes together in Space Zombies, but there wasn't, for him being the hero and me, being the first level antagonist, there wasn't as much going forward. So it was a lot of fun to work with Kevin. I mean, Kevin was, where a lot of us were really, we were amateur actors and people who did a little bit of things here and there. Like Kevin was somebody that was something he did, right? He's a performer. And so it was a lot of fun to get to work with him just because he's so talented. And, and Jason, who is the moral man, like the man of great importance, another guy who is a performer. And so it was a lot of fun. It was quirky, it was weird getting to do a talk show thing and there's kind of a fun meta thing of I'm still the zombie lord, but I'm not the zombie lord in the movie. It's I'm the zombie lord who actually just played himself in the movie, right? But that was kind of where I kind of thought I was going for. I was like, oh yeah, the zombie lord's a real person. And as far as he's concerned, these movies are basically documentaries. And so this is just him talking about his life and maybe being a little angry about how the movie was cut together, because that's not his real life. As far as he's concerned, they won.
And I have a lot of the same recollections. It was extremely hot, but it was it was a lot of fun just to reconnect and to see you guys, and fun to sort of approach that character in a terrible, awful way. So yeah, it was great.
The whole thing was 13 months of brain-spinning mayhem. Exactly.
I think the thing that always stuck with me, I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time in the film and TV industry. I spent a bit of time in film and TV on sets and stuff around that point. And, it's a different thing you're doing when you're doing something like Space Zombies, which really is this labor of love. But it's just there was no ego. People just had fun. People did the work they had to do. People pitched in. That's what makes making movies, that's the best part of it. And I always felt it was a really good lesson for that, the couple of years after that when I was working on sets. And I think I helped bring a really calm and good energy to sets because I'd been part of something that was just meant to be for the joy of making something.
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, 18 hours after 18 hours, I don't think I can remember anything. But I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember suffering. So it was pretty pleasant for the most part.
It's great fun regardless, right? Whether you got the background and you can see the Easter eggs in it, or whether you're just like, what the hell is this weird tale of like cats, feline brain snatching, like, I can only imagine what happened to people who encountered this like late night on City when it had its run. I can only imagine people were just like, what the, what, like. I hope, I really hope that there's a weird collection of like pothead university students who like somehow fell into that movie then and are now parts of the YouTube channel, and every once in a while are like, yeah, I know, we give it a spin every once in a while because it was like such a weird part of us growing up, seeing this bizarro movie. Like, how on earth did it get on TV? Like,
yeah, I think that might be the case. For sure, there are definitely people who have become fans of the film that I've heard from over the years from time to time. So that's heartening.
But I had a ton of fun. So, and we all had. So I feel like that really comes through. Like, we were having the best time.
Yes.
Space Zombies there's a lot to it. Like, I always had so much respect for what you and Kevin put together, because it isn't just an homage of these films. There's something else going on. They're very cleverly put together.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate that. It's
probably why you make a living as a writer, because you're good at it.
Exactly. But some people might see it and just think it's silly, period. But I do like to make sure that people understand that it's silly like that on purpose. But it's also nice people seeing some of the other levels, some of the other influences and reasons for making it, besides just fun, as if that wasn't enough reason anyway.
Yes, this way. It's headed this way. It's chasing Vic and Gross.
All right, that's not quite what I had planned.
Thank you very much for speaking with me, Connor.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun to be here. I'm glad we all got to do this.
Awesome. And thank you for taking this stroll down memory lane with us.
Yeah, this is fun. And congratulations on 15 years.
15 years. Congratulations to all of us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Cool. Maybe in another 5 years.
I feel like at some point they'll be in like retirement homes. They'll be like...
Especially just for Zombie Tech Labs will be converted into like Zombie Tech retirement home or something, and
and I feel like all the nurses will actually be vampires.
Yeah, thank you so much. I enjoyed chatting with you all again.
It's great to see you.
Take care.
Good to see
Thanks
everyone.
for having me.
No problem.